All right, it is Sunday, August 25th, 2024. I'm out here at Lacy Park in San Marino, California for the annual San Marino Classic car show. This one is the fourth year that I'm covering this show. This one gets a little bit of everything. You see we got hot rods, we got vintage station wagons, everything from brass air cars up to modern exotic vehicles. They even have a classic European motor scooters class, which is some of you might know I'm a little bit of an expert in, as I was into Vespas and Lambrettas for many years, even owned a scooter shop, and I still own some myself. There's always a lot of great stuff, something for everyone to see, so we're gonna go get started right now. A classic Mopar muscle rolling in. And a couple MGs. Can't tell the Mopar was the louder vehicle of the bunch. Got the Maserati coming in. Beautiful Packard. Yeah, like great 1930s era luxury cars. There's a few Duesenbergs here as well. The Di Tommaso Pantera. They always have a nice Porsche class as well. 67 Ford Country Squire station wagon. A 67 Ford Mustang. There we got an Alfa Romeo. Now, while we wait for some more cars to start rolling in, I'll bring you these Broncos. These guys, I believe they refurbished these completely.
How are you, buddy?
So next week we are at Ventura Nationals, as we do every year. That will be on Saturday on the 31st. I'm going to try to make Vista Rod Run, which is the following day on September 1st. And there may be a third video I'm going to shoot next weekend. I don't know yet. Depends on how it plays out. So I don't want to announce it yet. As always, check that tentative list. It'll be in the comment section shortly after I post the video. Let you know what I'm planning on hitting. Now it's going into 2025, so I started filling in the Pomona dates and Grand National Roadster Show and whatnot for 2025. September is a big month. We got Grand National Truck Show. We've got what else do we have? Of course, Cruising for a Cure at the Costa Mesa Fairgrounds. Lots of amazing stuff. Ontario Cruising.
Thank you.
Also the Edsel Owners Club show on September 7th, which will be kind of like a smaller video. And for those that don't know, I was a member of the Edsel Club for many years and owned all 3 years. So I'll hang out with some people I've known for many years and get a nice little video for you guys. September 8th, we have Long Beach Swap. I'm going to try to do the Belmont Shores show after that. We'll see if we can squeeze it in. There's a beautiful Packard. Got a beautiful Mercury. Park lane with the faux wood on the side. Is that a Fiat? Yes, it is. Oh, Randy, a Big Bear. I know these guys are Big Bear.
Anyway, it's the new normal now.
Cadillac.
Yeah, I know.
Tommaso. '67 fuel-injected Corvette. I will say they have a lot of Ferraris. I usually do the Ferraris last, and usually I'm dead tired by then, so I get just the vintage ones usually. So I will warn you in this video. Beautiful Packard. So I guess we can get some of them rolling in. Get this Buick Estate wagon. This one's a 71.
On the right-hand side, right across the street from
the faux wood. Check out the opulent luxury of the Buick. I'll start getting some of the cars that are already parked. We're waiting for more cars to roll in. This place does fill up, and it does take a while to film this one. Later on they turn on music. '61 Cadillac. Alfa Romeo. '67 Country Squire we saw rolling in a little earlier. It's got the 390. In the olden days, I used to roll around in a '69 Country Squire about 20 years ago. In that Ford green that like a lot of Fords came in back in that era. You know the green. The original window sticker on this one was $4,666.81. What a deal. I owned a few Ford station wagons over the years, a couple 62 Country Sedan, a 64 Country Sedan, and a 62 Falcon Squire. 56 Chevy station wagon. 4-door Bel Air. 300 SL Gullwing. And yes, it's a real one. Is that the same Packard again? It's their limo. Their Ferrari. It's a Ford GT. Another one. So my dad would have liked this Citroen. It's a 1964 with the hydraulic suspension. I always love the funky steering wheel on these. I was thinking about everything was funky on these.
I need to move.
Interesting French car fans. It's a Lancia. Looks like a Ferrari. A Rolls-Royce 54 Silver Dawn. Seen this guy at local shows before. This guy's also a regular up at La Crescenta. At the Cars and Coffee at the old UA Theater. Or sorry, Montrose. That's what I meant to say. Here's Spirit of Ecstasy shot. Got a European headlight Mercedes SL. It's a 380 variety. Yeah, there's actually a whole Packard class at this show as well. That's probably why there's so many Packards rolling in. Yes, they do have a hot rod class. Usually Chip Foose comes down for this as well, and often times Jay Leno will show up for the show. Big Lincoln limousine. Imperial by Chrysler. Morgan. That's where you got the British road. Cadillac Eldorado. Very, very nice example. Iso Grifo. Ferrari Dino. That's the one that was buried. If you've ever seen that story online, that is the car. The Challenger RT 440 6-pack car. I should mention the show does benefit the Pasadena Humane Society. Right, once adopted the dog pound, some more of the cars that are parked while we are waiting for more cars to roll in. I've actually been waiting for the sun to come up to get better thumbnail pictures, and this is always a hard one to get thumbnail pictures at. I usually somehow wind up being able to do it. Bentley. There's the 300 SL Gullwing. Rolls Royce. It's like one of the custom bodied ones. Mercedes. You got a Buick Skylark. Gorgeous car. And a Corvette Stingray. This one's a 63 Roadster. There's a 350CX.
GTO started out.
Beautiful E-Type Jaguar. I believe that's a Mark 1, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not like super knowledgeable on Jags like my dad was. When everyone had the poster back in the day, the Countach Lamborghini. SL 300. RX-7 Mazda for all the rotary folks. dad had one of these back in the day, a Lincoln Continental Mark III. That's still like on my bucket list of like cars to own, just because my dad picked me up from kindergarten in one years ago. Little Alpha. Lincoln. Austin Martin. Countach. Yeah, we'll bring you some cars. We're waiting on some cars to start rolling in here. The Lancia. Rolls Royce. Oh, thanks. 86 Rolls. It's like the executive series. The big foot room in the back. 48 Talbot Lago. Actually been waiting to film this one, but they already got the cars all around it, so if I don't film it now, I won't get it. Even the guy hasn't wiped it down yet. A lot of these cars, they bring them here the night before and park them. So the thing with the show is when I get here, a lot of them even still have covers on them. Sell the 190 Packard. We'll get to the Packard class later on. That's the Merc rolling through. Mercedes 600. 49 Ford Woody. Those are the hot rod class, this 34 Citroen Traction Avant. So it must be modified. It says this is a hot rod. It says it's got a Chevy drivetrain in it. I was not expecting that. .48 Mercury Woody. Start getting the ones that are parked. Need a bit more, and then if anything interesting starts rolling in, we'll jump back over to the main road.
Are you done? Oh, can I just have your phone number yourself?
36 Chevy Coupe. Small block with a blower.
Days. I came from cruising area. Almost.
Yeah, 40 Deluxe Coupe.
you. Thank
You're
you for that.
welcome.
32 Roadster.
You'll get it. You'll get the morning.
One's flathead powered.
It can't be all about them.
There's a
I
really
believe
pretty
most of the show cars have rolled in by now. The show officially starts at 9 o'clock and it's currently 8, so there might be some folks still rolling. Also, make sure you like the video. Make sure you are subscribed. Leave some comments about some of these cars, such as this beautiful 57 Pontiac Safari wagon. It was actually a custom 57 Safari at the Whittier Ruby's cruise the other night. It's more of a stock version. There's 32 Ford Hot Rod. It's got Windsor power.
There's a little guy that's on here.
65 Corvette with fuel injection.
The 57 Maserati race car is scary to begin with, because then we don't have brakes. That's real scary.
So was he driving himself?
Yeah. Yeah. We trailered it out of here, I guess.
63 Roadster we saw rolling in a bit earlier.
So there's a guy next to me in a 67 Ferrari 330. He stops at stop at Low
57 fuel injected. For sure for the fuel injection. This one is which one? This one's the 3-speed. You could, I think the early cars you could get with 3-speed, and the later ones you could get with a 4-speed. After later in the year, if I remember right on these. So this was the 3-speed variety. Almost 58.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Got our 58. I always tell the 58s because they have the chrome strips running down the deck lid and the faux louvers on the hood. '65 Roadster. We've got the automatic, which in these years is not very common to the other Roadster we saw rolling in earlier. Packard that's coming in. Yeah, 1948 Bentley. I just ran into our family lawyer. He actually, I know he comes to this show, so he's a car guy. Guy knew my father for many years. The 61 Rolls Silver Cloud. I believe most of the cars are in place. They might have some few rolling in here and there. I haven't seen any cars rolling for a few minutes, so We will trudge and start on the cars that are in place, although we've kind of been mixing it in as the morning went on. Yeah, they are starting to do the judging right now. So this one is a Stutz 1915 model Bearcat. Like brasser cars, at the end of the year we have the holiday motor excursion nearby here in Arcadia. It should be on a different day than the Rose Parade cruise this year, so I'll be able to film that. Last year they both fell on the same morning, and the Rose Parade cruise usually does better, so that's why I filmed that one. This one is a 1903 Packard. You look, you see the little plaque there, it says Packard, and the rubber mat says Packard on it. There's a nice picnic basket, in case you run into Yogi. Bear, that is.
She came out of the back.
These are always beautiful to look at, and as you can imagine, they are not the easiest thing to restore. One is a Buick, 1910 Buick. Usually get some orphan marks as well here. The one that's still rolling in is Pierce. Like I said, if you really like this stuff, check out my holiday motor excursion. I've shot it a few times. And if you can, make it out. So it's usually the Saturday after Christmas at the end of the year. So they meet at the Memorial Park in Arcadia at Santa Anita and Huntington. I'll come around this side. I always like to hear the engines on these old machines. Hope Hartford. This one's a 1913 model. These are the ones I actually do have to look at the signs on, because I'm not an expert on brass era for some reason. I did own a Model T once, but never had it running. It was a depot hack many years ago, back in my scooter shop days. These are always beautiful to look at. There's a 14 Packard, Pennsylvania license plate. It's about the time my family on my mother's side was in Pennsylvania. Actually, I still have family back there. So a few years ago we had a family reunion on the farm my great-grandparents bought in 1919 in the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania. This one's in Essex, 1931 Roadster. Got the Super 6. Got the boat tail on this one. So we're gonna roll right in this 49 Ford Woody, complete with surfboard. Ready for the beach. This one's a 1926 Rolls Royce Silver Ghost.
Udo.
No, the backup alarm is not coming from the Rolls Royce. Yeah, this barn find Packard, 1941. So it was a 56 plate from the last time it was tagged. Check it out, AAA member, Southern California. I've never seen that water transfer either. That's one I've never seen. Usually you see the little ones, the toppers, they go over the license plate. So it was last tagged in 61. Still has the barn dust on it. Got a 1950 Pontiac. See, straight 8. Very, very nice example. Come around here.
Originally in Kansas, it was in Colorado Springs. Two kids, it was in a demolition derby yard.
No, 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 no.
Get through here. I 57 Pontiac. Saw the Safari earlier. So there's a Chieftain 2-door hardtop. I got a Willys Jeepster 1950 model. It's got the dealer frame from South Pass. Gorgeous. Very nice example. Yeah, there's another one. There's one's a plate frame with a topper. Oh, the topper's separate. Yeah, Healy 53.
So the prototypes came out before the Corvette.
So it looks very original. So it looks very barn findish. There's a Pininfarina body. Or Pininfarina, I should say. But Dad would slay me for that one. We wouldn't talk for weeks. No, I'm just kidding. My dad was cool. Kaiser Darren. G4. I think this one's been to the show before. You get a look there. First, these are the ones where the doors slide into the fenders. Can't see it on the other side.
Oh, thank you.
Come around, I'll show you the door action here. The door slides in if you've never seen one of these. A 62 F85 Jetfire. There you go. With the turbo. There's probably not very many of these left. 4-speed. That is obscure. A very nice example of a car you are not likely to see ever. We gotta just go slow over this engine compartment here. That is just spectacular. Wow. We got Olds F85 63 Cutlass. This is like pre 442. So 442 came out in 64 is a limited run. And of course it became a larger run in 65. A very, very clean example. Again, another Olds you just don't see. Got a Studebaker Avanti. As I step in a ditch. 63. So it is a 4-speed. More of them electric cars. I should mention that was my friend Ken Savante. I really like that. I think this is Ken's car. I looked at the thing and it was. Here's the Dion Bouton, 1909, in relation to Dion and the Belmonts. Speaking of which, we got a Mike Fines thing tomorrow. But next week will be some doo-wop 78s. No Dion though. So I'll bring you this one. He's just a guy with like a car called an EMF, so always make the unbelievable joke. I don't think he's here this year.
Try out the Auto World. Really liked it.
There we go. Look at that electric. It's a Ranch and Lang.
I have that photo. It seems
A Baker.
what year is that? 38.
1919. The first time they tried electric cars. And 100 years later they said, let's try it again. Now we're bringing another one that rolled in late, is 38 DeSoto. Because let's face it, you're not going to see this ever. Old deco design. Sounds like a steam car is going to roll in here in a minute. Hear the horn. Or it sounds like a train. Actually, a GT Hawk rolled in too, so we'll get that on the way over. Beautiful DeSoto. Thing's got a little ouchie there on the fender. Again, another example of a car you just don't see. Like they started the music, so as we get closer to it, we'll have to avoid it.
That's always a good thing.
63 GT Hawk.
The only information I need from you is your cell number in case.
I'm gonna come around this side. These guys just got here.
2190.
Beautiful Studebaker. So we get an under hood shot here. Oh yes, that's what you wanted to see, the supercharger. I want to get my arm cut off. It's really, gee, Mike, what's going on with your Studebaker? I don't know. It's still at my buddies in Palm Springs. My 53 Starlight.
They shipped more. I'll fix his head and they're.
A Stanley steamer. As we blow up the microphone. 72 LT1 Corvette. Trying to do a friend of mine who's judging. We'll leave him be. There you go, we got a Ferrari Daytona arriving later than usual. We found ourselves in the Volkswagen section. We'll start with a 61 23 window combi. That guy drives around in a steam car every year. So I'll probably be seeing him a few more times. Gonna roll right into this 58 Beetle. It's one of the years I owned years ago. I had a coral red one. Probably about 20, 25 years ago. Unfortunately, I had to give it up in a car trade. But there was an Edsel convertible involved, so 62 VW. I did shoot the Volkswagen Treffen show last year in Anaheim. That video's up on the channel. Lots of great. I think there were 62 and older VWs and just literally stuff you will not see anywhere else at that show. Actually, I need to get over to my mother's house. They always say I mentioned I own a 65 Beetle with my stepfather. Got this Carmen Gia, ready for the picnic. The carburetor has been at my house for a while. Ready to go back to my mother's and just have not done it. It was a 53. It's a 63 and it's crossed out 53. So really it's a 53, not a 63. Volkswagen. The oval window. It's just, yes, it does have these semaphores. A 63 VW. This one's Cal style. Yeah, 71 Super Beetle convertible. That's when they changed the front suspension.
Green, with a rag top and checkerboard steering wheel. It was just gorgeous, big white walls.
Got more Volkswagens in this section. This one is a 67, yeah, 67, 1 year only car. You see the horn vents and the later style headlights. Dead giveaway on that one. And another 67 Beetle. It's again horn vents with the later style headlights. So people like these because they're that 1 year only style. Of course, by then they were 12 volts from the factory. The Lamborghini class, and this is Lambeau Field. It's a football joke for you guys. I'll start with this Countach. Try to avoid the judging on one of the Lamborghinis over there. This is the 25th anniversary edition. It was another 25th anniversary edition. It's got the U.S. bumper. There you go. They had to put that on for the U.S. Lamborghini Countach. Yeah, 91 Diablo. Remember the Diablo? '83 Lamborghini Jalpa. So I'm gonna short clip this one because we're just far enough from the music where it could flag as a cover version. And it's actually worse than cover, flagging for a real two Countach.
I know you have like
The 72 Lamborghini Espada. '69 Lambo Espada. SL we saw earlier. This guy's converted to the European style headlights. It appears to be a US model. Could be wrong. I know a lot of people later on put the European headlights on them. 72 Mercedes 600. This is what like the heads of states rode around in. It's like the opulent luxury of the Mercedes 600. Got the matching luggage. 61 300D Mercedes. The matching luggage as well. 71 Mercedes Coupe. Yeah, 190 SL Mercedes Benz. So the small SL. A bit of a modified 59 190 SL. And a Mercedes rally car. I believe this is actually owned by Mercedes-Benz. They brought this out, and then they have a little motorcycle. Have a Mercedes-Benz motorcycle. 92 Mercedes-Benz dragster, because when I think of drag racing, I think of Mercedes-Benz. '71 280 SE convertible.
Yeah, because they do these in the chocolate brown, but I can't.
Got a 55 300 SL going. Yep, matching luggage. You called it.
Let me get back over to mine.
A 55 300 SL. Yep, going. But yep, you guessed it, matching luggage. Five, 300 SL going. You didn't have to ask, of course it has it.
Yeah, with all the laws.
We got a 300 SL Roadster this time. Sorry, no luggage this time. '300 SL Roadster, 1957. We got another 300 SL Going, 1957. We've worn out the joke, but there it is anyway, just in case you were wondering. Are they seriously playing Convoy? Yes, they are. 300 SL 1956. No luggage. This guy's the winner. This guy's cool because he's a little different. There we got a 59 300 SL Roadster. Ever seen this many 300 SLs in one place before? Probably somebody is going to leave a comment like they're in the Mercedes club and go to the Nationals and all that. But just gorgeous cars. How about a Mark II Continental?
And then you drive it to Annandale once in a while, but you listen to it's probably got about 85. The odometer about 2 years ago.
1958 Ford Fairlane Skyline retractable. Got the spotlights and the under dash air as well. There you go, 56
Hey, Jack. Thank you.
Thunderbird. So it's the Y block.
How are you? Were you in Pebble Beach?
No, not in Sherman. Michael started about 20 years ago.
Have to go long shot on this one because he's got the hard top sitting on the ground. 54 Buick Skylark convertible we saw rolling in earlier. Of course, these are absolutely gorgeous cars.
They're even talking to us inside. They're talking about baby.
I know.
37 Chrysler New Yorker convertible. This thing is neat. It's probably fluid drive. Yep, says fluid drive on the back. 65 Lincoln from Entourage. Just remember that show.
You're not gonna believe this, but we have a car. Black car, triple black.
53 CAD convertible, Series 62. Bel Air convertible. Well, the crowds are filtering in now. It's after 9 o'clock. A 63 Thunderbird convertible with the tonneau cover, the Sport Roadster style. Got the Kelsey Hayes wire wheels. Got an 83 Chrysler Imperial. For all the malaise car fans.
You're busy with your phone.
67 Continental. Almost bought a 66 like this many years ago, and my dad talked me out of it. A Zimmer Golden Spirit Neo-Classical car, of course built on a Fox body Mustang. As you remember the Neo-Classical era. It's got the Recaro seats. Yeah, Lincoln Continental Mark III we saw rolling in a little earlier. Just love the interiors on these. A 1958 Chevy Impala, looks to be very, very original in there. So you can come through since they're doing a song change. Actually, that song they just played, if you heard it, that's one of the 78s in the doo-wop lot I bought yesterday, which will appear on a future edition of Mike Fine's thing. A lot of great doo-wop 78s in that lot yesterday, so that'll be next week's video. 67 Eldo we saw rolling in earlier.
You hear him in the garage whistling.
67 Lincoln Continental. 61 Sedan DeVille. Cadillac.
Well, we're done.
Comes the steamer again. Told you this guys usually drive around the whole day. 57 Chevy Bel Air 4-door hardtop. There goes 59 Cadillac hearse. It's stolen by Forest Lawn. And yes, they use it for its intended purpose. Which is 59 tail fins. You got the police cars. You got 77 Nova LA County Sheriff's Department car. I thought that was actually a dude. It's a mannequin. If he jumps out at me, I'm gonna be screaming. A little too realistic there. Check that out. It's got the perpetrator. There's a 56 Chevy. This one is the City of Hawthorne Police. And it's got a all the equipment there. Hawthorne PD. I don't know if I've seen that one. There's a bunch of vintage police cars in the LAPD Cops for Tot show that like 5 people watched. 66 Dodge Coronet. I was like, if I have a police car in the thumbnail, nobody watches it. This one's a Pasadena Police. You even got Winchell's. So at least 2 locations I can think of Winchell's in Pasadena. There's like one on Lake, and then there's like one at like Orange Grove and what is it, Los Robles. There's probably another one that I can't think of. Most of the Winchell's closed years ago. My dad used to love Winchell's. He used to always pick up a box of Winchell's and bring it to the car shows, like a couple boxes, and like, oh yeah, take a donut all day. That's what my dad used to do. But he lived near the one in Glendale. Yeah, we got another Coronet, Pasadena. This is the one that usually leads the sweep at the beginning of the Rose Parade every year. 1980 Malibu. There goes the steamer again. LA County Sheriff's Malibu. Those were the old days. All the equipment. You got the radio equipment. All right, we got a 75 Nova detective car, a narc car. I used to roll a 73 Satellite that was not a police car, but I put like a CB antenna on the back, kind of made it look narc-esque, I guess. So he's got the towels from the county jail.
What is an EOW?
Got a 91 Crown Victoria Sheriff's San Bernardino car. Yeah, right before they switched the body style. This is cool. I've never seen this one around. So one of my friends is actually judging the police car class. So I think I've bet like 5 or 6 people I know that are judging at this show so far. There we go. We got a 1943 Ford Jeep. So this one was the Navy. There's the guy who
originally in the
restored
Navy.
it.
Originally in the Navy.
Put your name in the video.
Yeah, Greg Davis.
Okay, he restored this.
1942, and was in the Navy until was on his way to Japan when the war ended. Came back, went to the Sheriff's Department in 46.
Yeah.
Was a patrol rescue Jeep from 46 to 55, and then it went to the movie studios for about 5 years. It was painted a number of different colors, including blue.
Yeah.
And went to a private party for about 18, 19 years. Then the museum curator in Belgium came over, bought it, shipped it back to Belgium. They began a restoration on it, found the LA County Sheriff's markings on it, and called the LA Sheriff's Department here. They transferred them to the Sheriff's Museum, and they agreed to buy it back, and they shipped it back here.
And here it is, all restored.
Took it apart, started in April, finished in June. Took it all the way down to bare metal and restored it.
Very cool.
Found original equipment, original emergency equipment in the sheriff's archives, and used original radios, original siren, original lights, original phone, field telephone, and reinstalled them in their original locations.
All right, well, thanks. All right, we got a couple more police vehicles where we move on to another section. 76 Nova, San Bernardino Sheriff's Department. They were just judging this one, so I was able to come back over here and grab it. He's got a Thomas guide. I always remember the Thomas guide. It's like pretty much a California thing. I still have a couple of Thomas guides myself. Before internet and GPS and all that. Got a 55 Buick Century. Two-door hardtop from the Highway Patrol television series. You see this at various shows. I've been seeing this car at shows for ages, like way before I ever started filming car shows. I remember seeing this at shows like 20 years ago. Very cool. Yeah, supercharged Urban Cord. This one's a replica. I guess I saw it rolling in. Just got the golf club door. It was very popular to back when they're doing all the neoclassical stuff, like we saw the Zimmer earlier. They were doing replicas of stuff like this and like 20s Mercedes. So it's got a more modern steering wheel and a stereo and all that. A 62 Fiat Jolly, US one because it's got the steel beam headlights. These are quite expensive now to purchase. Very, very cool. This one's a 600. Got an 89 Camaro IROC Z. Very nice example of a third generation Camaro. A 2004 London Taxi. I don't know if this is one of the diesel ones or not. That was actually a left-hand drive, so this may be one of the ones that was brought in as a paratransit vehicle. A 57 BMW Isetta 300. You know what I say? I did own one of these once. And one time I picked up a girl to go on a date in it. True story. 73 BMW Alpina. And now we're at the portion of the show where they're playing Yacht Rock. Got a BMW 2002 with a Honda VTEC. Something a little bit different. 91 BMW Z1. I don't believe these were ever officially imported to the United States. These actually have the door that slides down. They're kind of similar to the Kaiser Darren, but the door goes down instead of, see how it goes. See, it just literally drops down. 65 BMW 1800. See, I've owned two BMWs in my life, the Isetta and a former police motorcycle. That's it. Should have mentioned before the show, I legitimately run to a lot of people I know here. They're still doing, after they do the judging, usually the guy walks around with a microphone, interviews people, and so a little later in the video, the microphone's probably going to pick up some of that. Got a Jaguar XK140. My dad used to be an expert on these. My mother made him sell all of them before they became expensive. She always regretted. Yeah, 51 Jag XK120. I think they're messing with the top on this one.
Okay, wait, this has to fold though.
Yeah. Fold up or down?
Oh, the 64 XKE. There's the E-Type Jaguars are just absolutely gorgeous. That's the one we saw rolling in earlier in the video.
Hi, how you doing?
67 XKE Roadster. Yeah, 65 Nissan Silvia. from Japan. Can't imagine there's too many of these in the United States. Got a 68 Honda S600. Little roadster. They're judging the car next to me, so we'll bounce over to a different car. 84 Honda CRX. A very clean one. There was actually one of these parked on my street like the other day, but not nowhere near this clean. This thing is pretty minty. A Datsun 200 SX convertible. I've seen this one at a lot of local shows as well. Okay, stopped the car, so we gotta do short clips to avoid ABBA. Got a 1980 Mazda RX-7. Look how clean that is. Jeez. That rotary. And there's a manual transmission variety. 76 Datsun B210 Honeybee. It's the last time you saw one this clean. Things like straight out of Grandma's garage.
Good for you.
When you first saw this car.
Yeah, I'll bring the rest of this B210 because it's so really cool. Yeah, really clean 78 Toyota Land Cruiser. I don't know if it was like a special edition, but it's got a Tiger decal. That looks pretty original to me. The 70s when everything was a special edition. Yeah, I got a Datsun 510. There's some more people I know who are judging. Told you, I've been coming to the show even before I was filming videos. Beautiful 510. So it's a MG YT 1950. Of course, usually we see the roadsters in the MGs and not this sort of vehicle. That Morgan we saw rolling in earlier, 1954 model. Right-hand drive. There, Morgan. The more modern Morgan. Of course, do they still make these? I know they made them up until a few years ago. This one's got the safety bumpers. This one's a 70 or 99 model. A 52 Morgan. They have the old Morgan Club out here today. I got a 54 Triumph TR2 Roadster.
Yeah, so which didn't hurt me at all until we got into our 40s.
The 53 Sunbeam Talbot Roadster.
Yeah, well, they had it was like GMC. It had a combination of bronze. That Hillman.
At a Mini Moke. Here's a new one, new 23 Morgan three-wheeler. Like I said, they do still produce these in the UK. And of course, this one gets registered as a motorcycle since it's a three-wheeler. There, Morgan. I don't think I've ever seen this many Morgans in one place.
Gave up the motorcycle.
1960 Triumph. Yep, it's not a Morgan. Okay.
So Boeing then.
Got a 1960 MGA Roadster. This one's a 2019 Morgan. Okay, we're in the Packard section. Sort of this 1948 model. A 51 Packard Patrician. 54 Packard Caribbean convertible. And what a beautiful example it is. Someone's drawing quite a crowd.
Do this and then like come back into the Packard. I agree.
I got a 32 Packard sedan. It was originally owned by Marina Del Rey. When I see MDR, I think it means Marina Del Rey. I think that's like the abbreviation. A 37 Packard.
Nothing ever makes any money.
1940 Packard. This is the formal sedan. As opposed to the informal coupe. For Packard. This one is Tom's car. '36 Packard Roadster. He's got the golf club door when you need to go to the country club. 35 Packard. The dual cowl Phaeton. A 32 Packard.
But I think the attention is wiggle it to find the spot. It'll turn. So this is the kill.
We got 35 Packard Phaeton. We're gonna roll it since they're switching songs. 36 Packard. '40 Packard. Sounds like a custom body of some sort. Definitely one of the coach-built cars. And a 37 Packard limousine with a divider. Yeah, 38 Packard. I think they're going to the announcements now, so we can do longer shots. So that means I need to get as much shot while they're doing the announcements. Now we're just going to roll right into this one here. Right here, this guy's wiping down his car. I believe the judging is pretty much over because one of my friends who was a judge I ran into, and he said he's done with his section. So now they go around and interview some of the owners about the cars. 41 Packard. There we go, we got 25 Rolls, Silver
one
Ghost.
of the cars that came through, and this is probably the most popular tune of the evening, was a car that was used in the Addams Family movie. And of course they played the Addams Family theme song, and everybody was snapping and thinking about Morticia.
So I did run into a guy I know who brought his Vespa out for the scooter class. So he told me where it is, so we'll get that later in the video.
Replace horses. Back in the early 1900s.
It has a GS 160, very similar to mine.
The orchestra did a great job with their serenading with decade-appropriate songs.
There actually is Vintage Vespa Days coming up in Santa Barbara,
San Marino Motor Classic
but I have to film that weekend of car shows.
Lunchtime at the far west
41 Cadillac.
We have a great assortment of food trucks, some with legendary Pasadena restaurants like Pie and Burger, Tui's, and you've got all kinds of choices for lunch. So if you have a fussy eater,
The crowds are definitely rolling in.
That's literally.
34 Auburn.
Yeah, they'll put out a charcuterie tray or something.
And you know, Dave, of course, we both know, and everybody that volunteers for this event realizes this is all
Yeah. Oh, he's fine with it.
And this year, it's
Gonna
reported
roll into
there's
this
going
one
to
here.
be $400,000 donated to the Cancer Support Center, which is located in San Marino, California. And it's a place where people can go that are dealing with a cancer diagnosis, cancer treatment, to get support. You need support.
Okay,
Look, I
Chrysler
found out, 'cause
LeBaron.
I like everyone that has been close to cancer, not personally myself.
33
Yeah.
Stutz.
And speaking of charities, once again, the Pasadena Humane Society is one of our benefactors today, one of our beneficiaries today, pardon me. And they've got their
I know later on the
adoption
food
center
trucks
set
are,
up,
they got a
kind of
really long
west end,
line.
closer to where you came in at the department of the east end of Lacy.
What I had last
And
year.
they've got information about the Humane Society and the great work they do, and they've got some adorable doggies that are being
Now we-
led around by volunteers, and they'll have a little harness on that says "Adopt Me."
Look they get dogs at the Humane Society for any number of reasons.
This one's a Lincoln
And there are people that
Roadster.
they find out that dog ownership is not for them, and they turn
1930 LaSalle.
companion, which animals are. Absolutely. People that own animals live longer. It's been proven statistically. And so it's a great place to go and adopt an animal and save that animal, give them a good home, and give you absolute unending love.
Fundraisers to various charities around the San Gabriel Valley.
9
So,
Cord.
a lot of good charity work done here. This is not a for-profit event, as some have become over the years. This is a grassroots volunteer,
Roadster.
anti-volunteer archives, Weiss family, the other committee members, and so there's a lot of good being done here as we celebrate beautiful cars in a beautiful center.
Yeah, 1928 Franklin.
Picture I threw it up on Instagram. It's like, hey,
The
thanks
Lion
Haggerty
Hood
for keeping
ornament.
this going. And
I think the one in the stroller, though, was maybe going a little bit too young.
you know what?
I mean,
That young person's going to point to a car and smile, and that's
You don't see these at car shows very often. It's absolutely wonderful weather today for this. Or last year it was extremely hot. One thing that's nice about this show, they do give out free waters. They have a Cadillac
Each car
Woody.
that's entered in the show has a little sign in front of it. There's a QR
You ever
code on
see
it.
a Cadillac
That's the thing that looks
Woody?
like a technical Rorschach test. Just point your phone at it and then a word
41
this afternoon.
Cadillac.
Yeah, make sure you vote. And
Coupe.
you know, like Chicago, vote early and vote often.
This guy got all the gas during the war. Check that out.
You don't have to have an ID.
He's collecting all the gas ration stickers. Got a 1933 Duesenberg.
Police cars and Japanese classic cars.
So I got to tell you about one of those. I used to
They're
go
among
on
the most expensive cars you could buy back in that era.
the one police car that looks like Broderick Crawford. Gary, I
The
know.
1931 Nash sedan.
Just by chance, there was a parade in Fresno that day, and they drive up to a street, and the sawhorse is not blocking the street. So what does Gary do with his police car?
A 1930 Cord.
You know, you never know when you're going to run into a car show. Obviously, a lot of them are planned in advance.
We're gonna get this line, and we'll be off to do some muscle cars, more stuff we normally see. And so the passenger can yell at the driver.
And we roll into town on Saturday morning, and there's a parade of cars, muscle cars and hot rods. And what's terrific, so I put the parade. Right, we didn't pay the entry
And
fee.
you go and you wave, and they go, hey, this is not on the entry sheet here. Like, oh, this supposed to be a late entry. Yeah, like really late.
Cadillac. I'm not quite sure what
Anyway,
this
we're
one
going to do
is.
some
This guy
stories
won an
about the car
award.
show.
It
We
says
don't want to
on
bore
the
you to death, but we'd like to pick out some
1930 Ruxton.
right, and get the story behind that car.
Check out the paint scheme on this guy.
Yeah, you know what? We actually, in our contract for this event, we have a 2%.
Yeah, 37 Jaguar Roadster. Oh, they got a whole line for donut sundaes over here. You got Tooheys has a truck here too. That's like an old school restaurant and like soda fountain.
for
down in South Pasadena.
Send you over right behind where the Ford Mustangs are parked.
47 Rolls Royce.
I'm going to run over here because I can't find the owner. This was supposed to be in our parade last night.
Got the semaphores there. 47 Bentley. So this one's called a Mark 6.
You decided to go to the Hollywood Bowl before coming here?
I think this one might be a fresh restoration.
Was about an hour late, so we got there for dinner.
Here we go. I don't want to stand here, so I'll bring you some more of it.
It's about as loaded as they would have come back in the day. You've won all kinds of awards in this car.
Got the, I think it was Coach Builder. Definitely a Coach built car. 39 Delahaye. Well, your movie stars were driving back then. Good look here.
He does a great job.
Very good. And when people see the car, they say, well, that can't be an original color. You must have had it.
That's just absolutely a work of art.
1975, and you have to say, no, that's the original.
Apparently this is a 1938 Talbot Lago.
Of course. It's better
Nope,
than new.
it's a Lincoln. Lincoln Limousine Continental. 1938 Bentley Roadster. A Lago Special. I think these are all, this line is all Coach built cars. Talbot. 1937.
Because, I grew up in Pittsburgh and I watched.
Take that one in there for a second. There you go, 37 Bentley.
This is one of the things they threw me here. We have a whole police car section. One of them was in our pit last night. He came through. He turned on the siren.
36 MG.
Let out your sirens all at the same time, maybe right at 1 o'clock. I'll tell them to do it. I'll tell them to do it. And that's an order. You got it. And remember, we flooded the
35 Jaguar.
All right. Well, we got the authentic Roderick Crawford fedora. And also, I didn't know Roderick Crawford wore Birkenstocks when he was out there on patrol. Okay, Ed, what have you got?
A bottle of wine in the back seat.
The owner of this 1968 Mercury Park Lane. Because this is a
1920 Rolls Royce Silver Ghost.
We're still taking summons for today's Hot Wheels racing tournament.
They're doing the Hot Wheels track over there. And my friends were supposed to be there, but I don't see them there right now, so I'm going to keep filming because right now we've got the non-music announcements going on. It really helps me out, as most of you guys know. That's 59 Chevy Impala.
So it was optional.
And it's something that we normally see in a video of mine.
This is the last year. Yeah, I work on my truck. And we went to the.
You watched the Elvira Street
kind of a continental
show from a few weeks ago. There was, I don't know how many 59 convertibles were in that video, but it was a lot. And cruise right into the 63 Impala. It's like a restored drag car. This guy won an award. A 4-speed, I'm guessing a 409. Yep.
And it said at the end of the show, all vehicles provided by Ford Motor.
409.
They'd be driving down the street and it's like, where's this neighborhood? It's all Fords.
Set up on that one.
Even the FBI,
aluminum fenders.
Fords, perpetrators driving
don't touch.
The cars on the street are
what a cool Impala. Got a 65 Pontiac
if you were around back
GTO.
then, the theme song. And Book 'em, Dano, was the big line with Steve McGarrett. And he lived in Hawaii.
Got a 389 and a 3.2 barrel carburetors and a 4-speed.
How long have you owned this car?
20 years.
Gorgeous example of a GTO. Got some really nice Pontiacs in this video. This one is
The Fresno
really, really nice.
a large leadership in Fresno for the longest time.
66 Chevelle SS396.
Trying to
So it's a
make
400
an example
horse.
of wood siding and the planking like you might find on a boat. And it's a boat. It's
Very
a
cool
big,
Chevelle
wheelbase car.
with a 4-speed.
Unique for a two-door fastback. And it look, compared to a Mustang, it's the big muscle brother. So yeah,
It is.
Oh, yeah,
This is a big
67
car.
Impala.
And the front end and the
Super
back
Sport
end are in
convertible.
different time zones. And there was a
396
gentleman here
car.
from Toyota earlier that was offering you money for this car, I noticed, because he said they can build 20 Camrys out of this car. And so if there's ever a metal shortage, you better hide this
71 Dodge Challenger RT.
He had kind of a class to the wheels.
This is the 340
wheel cover, so
variety.
it's a nice addition.
Yeah, the Vogue tires, for those who don't know, you found them really at
With a
all the
4-speed.
Cadillac dealerships. And it was a pricey upgrade that the dealer really liked to see. But it's like having spats on. Yeah, right.
66 Mustang
But, you know,
fastback.
this is really a unique car.
GT with
Did
the
you
Hypo
restore it?
289.
Right, yeah, I did the work on it.
Windsor.
A lot of the body work, I didn't paint it. But the vinyl on the sides and just the front seats are full.
The double red line tires.
It's got 61,000 miles on it. So it was in
Let's
store.
take in those double red lines for a second. There you go.
Well, thanks a lot. It's a great car. Check it out if you're over here on the, this would be the south side or whatever.
I mean, I love that wood paneled park lane, don't get me
GT
wrong.
convertible.
But back in the day, if you really wanted to go, I
4-speed.
love this 1959 Chevy Impala. They called it a sport coupe, believe it or not, even though it wouldn't really consider a sports coupe now. But
You could go drag racing on the way home. It's a 348, a 4-speed, and it's original.
Double red
car.
lines on this
Real
one, too.
nice.
yeah, and of course this is such an iconic design. I don't know if what I like best, the front view or the back view, but I think the back view is great. What we call the bat wing fins and those teardrop tail lights. And there was always an urban legend.
58 designing such a car. It's just
Convertible
so out
29
there.
car.
It looks like an aerospace thing. Yeah. It's
Well, that was the jet age, you know.
some
65
Porsches and some
Plymouth
Corvettes
Belvedere.
and some Woodies
426
and things we've
Hemi.
done through the years. Yeah.
I'm like a car guy with broad taste. Bill, you've got broad taste. You're not just a one make or a one model guy.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I've enjoyed the cars. I've enjoyed coming to this show ever since
Yeah,
it
battery
was
in the
started.
trunk for weight
And last
distribution.
night was spectacular. What a great job.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Well, I'm over in the muscle cars. You can't miss them.
Cheater
We got
slicks.
every color of the rainbow. We got mostly
Window
Chevys.
sticker was
We've got Pontiacs, we've got Dodge, we've got, of course, those Mustangs we were talking about earlier. But Bill Swanson,
Great show.
70 Dodge Challenger.
Oh, yeah, hey,
46 pack.
Bill, hi.
RT.
I didn't know you were here.
Special
So glad to
edition.
hear your voice. All right, Dave, I'm here with a young guy who's involved with the Hot Wheels racing group that's displayed here. They're over
69 Coronet.
where a lot of us were. And what's your name?
383
My name's
car.
Sebastian.
Wow.
And
Okay.
why don't you
Wasn't
tell us
expecting
about
that.
the Hot Wheels racing? I mean, I think
four-door sedan.
it's interesting.
Of course, I had
And,
what,
is
a
it growing?
71.
What do you
with a
do? How does it work?
383.
So we have a Hot
Couple years
Wheels
ago that my
racing
friend
track
got
that
for
we
me.
custom built, and we take
I
it
did
to
do
all
a
sorts of
video
car
on
shows
it.
and car events and any other like special events all around. And
That is
we
a
hold
neat
tournaments
car.
and competitions with prizes for our first, second, and third place winners.
So do you allow people to
That's
modify the
20,000
Hot Wheels, or do you
original
have
miles,
a stock class,
unrestored
and then a modified
original.
class? And if they can modify them, what
They
do
remain under 40
68
grams,
Mercury
but other
Park
than that,
Lane,
everything's
Tudor
game.
hardtop with the faux
Yeah, so
wood
see, I grew up
option.
like a lot of people with Pinewood Derby, and that was a Cub Scout, Boy Scout thing. And you got a black here today, and how did they find
This
out
is what
more?
my dad would have
Our track is
really
under
liked.
3 red tents on the far side, on
It
the
was
west
like
side
the
of the field.
60s Mercury.
Northwest side, we have 3 red tents. We're the only red tents here. We have the track set up. And
64
Okay,
Ford
so they can get a car
Thunderbolt.
from you that they sort of like Hot Wheels rental car agency over there too. All right, well, thanks a lot. Hey, Dave, back to you.
All right, Ed, you know, one of my first cars was a Hot Wheels, and I look at a lot of Christmas morning pictures. It's my brother and I tearing into those Hot Wheels race sets with that orange track. So yes.
So we found the scooter section, which is labeled as the Vespa section, but there's clearly two Lambrettas. We'll start. We got a GS 160 Mark 1. I have one of these. This one's a European model. So the European model has the key on the headset because it has a battery. The US one does not have a battery, so it has no key on the headset. But the Mark 1 has the weird glove box in the back that's completely useless. So, in fact, I have a US one sold new in Pasadena, and the tail is squared off like later Vespas. They only did those on the US ones. Pretty original looking. Looks like it was a European import probably. GS 160. We're on this SX 200 Lambretta. I used to have one of these.
Roof line, and that's really the thing that keeps dry and makes us tell us about.
These are actually very desirable models of Lambretta. Any of the factory 200 ones from Italy are pretty desirable. All right, so we got a Series 1 TV 175. This is a very, very, very rare scooter. That was the first of the TVs.
It's a labor of love, and you're not doing it to like upgrading a house or these renovations.
We call these the frame breather because the air intake comes through the back of the frame there. We got a 65 Super Sport 180 Vespa. I actually rode one of these models, but a 68, to Alaska many years ago. True story. So I've owned a couple of Super Sports over the years myself. That's also a very rare, desirable model. We have Vespa, probably 150, I would say. Well, it's a 150, like a VBB or a VBA. Yeah, VBB. This is more of a common model. This guy actually won the award though, so there you go. Okay, got a Porsche 356. I should mention I judge at Vespa Club American National rallies, and believe it or not, looking at those, the one that of the Vespas, not the two Lambrettas that would have won, would have been the first one, the GS 160, because they go off originality a lot of times. That's probably the most original with like correct components, I would say. So I don't know. It's like, because the judging criteria, I guess, is different. It's weird. Every show is different for everything. In fact, I own a GS Mark 1. That's won original Vespa awards before. These Porsches. We still got the other European exotic stuff to go through as well. There we got a 65 Porsche 356. 356 Cabriolet.
I think if it wasn't that color, then you were almost forgiven a little bit.
Yeah, 65, 356. The sunroof. I'm gonna try to film this one straight through, just for time reasons. I've been here a while. I'll just kind of read through the Porsche section a little faster. And we still got the Ferraris and other like Italian sports cars coming up that aren't Lamborghini, because we already got the Lamborghinis. It's definitely filling up with spectators. And 356 Coupe.
Joe average public, we see that and we go,
Got a 77 911.
you see that dude, the head of
Yeah, we're just gonna breeze through. Believe it or not, I do have to get home to my daughter at some point. Actually, she has food. She's old enough now. She makes her own lunch. So I think as time went on, like as my daughter got older, I could film more shows just because she's almost 15. Turns 15 next month. On the same day as the Calrod show, which I've already cleared it with her. I'm going to go film that. And then and a 911 Carrera. Also, Jay Leno is here. I almost ran into him. Literally almost ran into him earlier. Get some more of the Porsche section. The target top. No, I would say I sold Jay a 61 Corvair ramp side pickup that he fully restored.
Thank you so much.
He actually knew my father and came over to my dad's place after he passed and looked at what my dad had, and the only thing he wanted was that beat up Corvair ramp side pickup. He bought from me and took back to his place and spent $50,000 restoring it. So, true story. I used to do, when I had my scooter shop, I used to do, we did a few scooters, electric bikes, and a Royal Enfield motorcycle for him back in the dark ages. This one's a 912. Yes, it's a thing. I think they had to change the name because Peugeot by then had the rights to the 912 moniker. So they did build a few with the 912 badging. So that whole thing went away as a dispute with Peugeot. We're going to cut more of these classics. Let's do the side without the lawn chairs.
The Italian body that was designed in Italy and hand-built.
There's a 911 target top. So this one actually won an award. It's a 73 911. I have friends that were into these back when they were cheap, and they just cannot believe where the prices have gone on these. I think we could say that about a lot of vehicles. The European other section, I guess.
The Rosemary the night before.
58.
And if there's a group that still supports that cruise,
I believe it's when we saw it.
It's the lowriders. I mean, honestly,
last week.
The old early lowrider cars and the more modern, the 64 Impala, that's like the gold standard.
Got a 63.
I love how you've embraced the history, and to have a car that was owned by the head of the American Tobacco Company, and then, as you mentioned, Edward Herman, who I knew, who was the real deal. And like you say, the MC at Pebble Beach, and this limo that you've got over here. You know,
75 Alpha Spider. A few Alfa Romeos here.
Well, the car community.
I guess the awards will be in a couple hours, so.
And Robert Escalante, you hang out with that guy.
I cannot hang out for the awards.
But it's good trouble. We all know him, and he's a great guy. And anyway, what a great story. I've enjoyed talking to you, and thanks for being involved. And
Julia.
Look forward to seeing you later down the road. All right, Dave?
Well, Ed, you know what I think it's time for? I think it's time for a visit.
This one's an award winner. Got a note on his car. So they do line them up to bring them up to the stage there for awards.
about what made me happy.
It's an early Alpha Spider.
It's going to be in Newport Beach, California. So you'll meet Chris Lee and Barry McGuire and some of the great collectors of this hobby. And what they decided to do is have all the hotels in Newport
They got 65 Alpha.
They thought about it, and they thought that area is just ripe for tourism. Down the airport is right around the corner.
65 Alfa Romeo. I saw this one rolling in at the beginning of the video.
I always wonder, was that ever a postal service? And if it's anywhere west of the Mississippi, it probably was.
They just roll into this one, huh?
And there's a guy over in India saying, "Hey, Robert!" And he's a member of Packers International. He has a Packard. In fact, he gave, and I will tell you that
the 60 Alpha 2000
it is just fantastic that the Packard name is still up and running. And with me personally,
this was more of my dad's thing with these kinds of cars. I was always into the American stuff and the European scooters, but beautiful. This one's gorgeous. Is this the bat?
You're more than welcome. And before I leave, Aaron and Valerie Weiss have done just a fantastic job with this selection of cars, this field. We have had, last night was spectacular. I mean, the wine, the food, the parade of cars. If you weren't there, you missed something special.
Otherwise, I think we're going to sign off.
It's a Monteverdi. I think they're going to start playing music, so I'll probably be short clipping for the rest of the video.
Thank you.
I guess they're going to play music until they do the awards later. Looks like I've got most of the show already. Di Tommaso Mangusta. Di Tommaso Pantera. Di Tommaso Pantera, another award winner. Di Tommaso. Back with the yacht rock with Brandy. 68 Maserati, another award winner. 61 Maserati. Maserati does 185. Also won an award. Here's a car behind. It's an ASA behind all the signs. Oh, here. 73 Lancia Fulvia. 73 Fiat 128 sedan. Many years ago, I used to drive a 73 124 four-door sedan. 1970 Iso Grifo. 67 ASA. The Bertone body. 66 Lancia Lamina.
68
Another ESO. Got a Ferrari Testarossa. 328 GTS. '87 328 GTS. Ferrari Mondial. That's one you don't see very often. A 64 Ferrari 330 GT. 72 Ferrari Dino. We got the Ferrari Dino. This is the one with the dug up plate that was buried at one time. You actually look up the story online, it's actually pretty good. 1966 Ferrari GTS. Apparently this one won best in the Ferrari class. See, it is a gorgeous restoration on this one. I got 308 GTS. You guys watch the channel. In fact, we ran into them at Big Bear a couple weeks ago. A 75 Ferrari. To Ferrari Daytona Coupe. '71 Ferrari. That's going to wrap things up here at Lacy Park in San Marino for the San Marino Motor Classic 2024. Next week we're off to Ventura for Ventura Nationals, possibly Vista Rod Run on Sunday, I'd say most likely, and then a third video that I might be able to film. We'll see. I don't even want to announce what it is. Lots of other great stuff coming up here for you in September and beyond. Make sure you check that tentative list. It'll be in the comment section shortly after the video post. Make sure you like the video, leave some comments, make sure you are subscribed, tell some friends about the videos, and until next time, I'll be seeing you.